All right, guys. Just want to let you in on a little kitty paradise. I do have a tripod now, so we just had surgery, so I set up a bed down here in the living room so I could take good care of the incision and all that good stuff. But I owe you a garden tour, and yeah, I'm going to be interviewed, if you're watching this, by a dude. Let's see if I can turn this around. Okay, yay. Guy D. Craft. Gonna do a little podcast tomorrow, kind of talk about Project Love Your Neighbor and what I'm doing building the food forest here, and just so you know, Project Love Your Neighbor did not die. You may be able to kill a person or censor a person or some websites, but you can't kill an idea. So here I am, back to finish what I started in the Ozarks. I haven't done an update for a while, but I promised a guy that I would do an update before the show. And I was able to fit it in between kitty issues, so it's been fun. All right, so I'm going to show you around. Obviously, if I moved in a little bit sooner, you know, a lot of things would have been in further production than they are. But so far I've planted, I don't know, over 120 different species. And some are, you know, brand new little trees or bushes or shrub, like brand new. So not really going to get, you know, like elderberry or currants or anything, or kiwis or papas for quite a while, but I'll share with you what I have going, and this is my contribution to the community. Although I just got a fishing pole and I'll be doing my own fishing and stuff again, but there are other people that do that and raise meat and dairy and other things, so I'm super blessed to be part of the community, and I'll share with you what I have going on. There's a lot of flowers up here. First of all, you got to plant flowers. Why? They bring pollinators. You need pollinators to pollinate your food, right? Or you don't have any. And this is gonna look a lot different right now than it will next year, right? So I've been here like 2.5 months. I built all this by myself, almost 50 years old, couldn't walk 4.5 years ago. So kind of, yeah, I've been working hard. I've been working on the railroad. Okay, so I'm gonna try to not ramble too much, even though that's what I do, but fuck it. I'll just show you what I have going on right now and talk about it a little bit. And I guess I'll just start up front since I'm here, huh? All right, so this is kind of, I guess you can call it my seed germinating station now. I used to do it in the back, but there's more sun up here. And so brand new seedlings, like these little babies, just like 3 or 4 days ago, have already popped up. So let me put this on. Okay, so I had to cut this tree down. It was rubbing against the roof, and it's the Bradford Pear, which kind of cross-pollinates, not in a good way, other fruit trees, like my real pear over there. So I decided to keep the skeleton because I couldn't plant another tree there anyways. The roots are, yeah. So I have little vines coming up from the bottom. There's some sunflowers and zinnias and stuff, but morning glories and peas. They'll be climbing up, and then this strawberry right here is normally hanging, but it was getting a little hot, so I brought it down, and then this hanging strawberry up there, and just kind of filled it with little knickknacks from around the way. You know, everything, well, at least everything around here has been planted from seed, and again a little later than I would normally plant things had I not had to build all of this. by myself in such a short time after gardening season began. But I think I've done all right. So here we go. There's some zinnias. This is a little baby black currant. This is a little baby elderberry, gladiola, baby little marigolds that came from seed from some of the other trees over there. This, I dug out the root of a little baby redbud and it's starting to grow. So this is going to be a nice 30-foot tree one day. And that's kind of what I'm doing on the property, is seeing what I should save. And then there's some things like this was a quince, but it was diseased. So I had to cut it all apart. I can't obviously put that in the compost. And, you know, we'll see how that goes next year, right? There are a few peaches and pears up there. I'm not going to walk all the way up there, but there's also oak, cedar, pine, what's that, hickory. That's another nice peach we'll walk by in just a minute, but I'll try to stay focused here. So in this bed, got peppermint, sweet mint, lemon balm, catnip. And since and I'm rerooting a new citronella plant here. I have a big, huge one in the back. And some more marigolds. So that looks like a little squash of some type growing there. And so a lot of these gardens were put together what's called lasagna gardening, and I just used what I had, right? So compost straight from the kitchen, just kind of went in with the cardboard and leaves and poop and all the other good stuff. So I don't actually know what that is. Might be a cucumber. But we'll find out, and I'm super excited. I love it when volunteers happen like that. The catnip was much more buoyant, but I have 7 cats, so I'm trying to keep them away because I actually had to regrow all of these and reroot some of these so that I could bring them back. But you could, I mean, she massacred it, you know. So, all right, and here's a little pepper. Up here, I had some other stuff in here. It's mostly shade, so I planted already my new, the beginning of my fall garden. So you can see just a few little starters there. So that'll be like cabbage, cauliflower, beets, different greens, etc. I have herbs in the beds, but I also have them in pots to bring in. For my green room up there will be all plants. So some of these trees I'm going to have to bring in. So this is a baby little willow, okay, parsley. That's an azalea, actually, sage, oregano, rosemary. I have different squashes and flowers coming up here, as well as watermelon. Yeah, more little, oh, cute little flower babies. Some of them are so small you can hardly see them. This is a new watermelon coming up, as well as these and another squash and such. So I got tired of building beds. I wanted to try these little fabric things, and they're all right. So I'm using this one also for flowers. Oh my God, this is so exciting. This is a key lime, and as you can see, all those flowers are going to be limes. So that's kind of a lot. That's way more than I expected in the first season. Just really cool. And this is a Panamanian orange, and that's like the size of my thumbnail now. And there's a few other little baby ones too. So I have 2 orange here, a key lime and a Meyer lemon, and then this is a strawberry tree, and it just because the fruit kind of looks like strawberry, but it's kind of banana-y. I thought that would be cool. Lavender. Over here I have new tomatoes and peppers coming up, because some of these I'll probably dig up and bring in for the winter. Blue banana. And it's already got 2 new leaves since it's been here. So I think this winter, spring, I should have some lemongrass. So I like mixing herbs, flowers, and everything with everything because, again, that's how you get pollinators. Many of them act as repellents. And then some things, like these onions, these are just restarts from the grocery store, right? If you leave like a little inch or so at the bottom, they've only been in the ground like less than a week, and there's already that much. So there's also some thyme, mint, parsley, sunflowers, chives. I have like a little lavender start and some other little baby starts. Here, more peppers and tomatoes. These will be for the winter garden. So as far as plants that have to go in, all of those citrus and the banana, and this is a pomegranate. So I'm excited about that. This is a baby Arabica coffee with some of my other little starters coming up. Oh wow, look at that guy. That's pretty trippy looking. Okay, I hear a kitty. Anyways, so more flowers coming up. Here's a cherry. I'm not really feeling all comfortable with the food rationing and shortages and things, and I'm wanting to be as self-sufficient as I can. There's a few more trees I want to get, like an avocado and an almond. I'll be planting some peanuts and other stuff. But over here, some more pollinators and high dollar fragrances, oils like gardenia here. There's 2 different types of gardenia, and then a little jasmine. There's a columbine and other flowers there. But I can make enfleurages with these. And this is a baby wintergreen plant. So that will actually cover the other side of the house when I get that side ready. So, what do you do when you cut down a tree? Well, especially if you live in a place like this, in a so-called pandemic and nothing's available, like garden stakes and bamboo and things, you use them for trellises and other structures. By the way, this peach is, oh my god, I can't wait to eat it. It's almost ready, almost ready, almost ready. So over here, sorry, got sidetracked. This trellis here will be holding up that beautiful passion flower, which I cannot wait to see flower. And there's some sunflowers and morning glories too. And then I'm just starting like throwing compost and things like that there. So next year it'll be a more nourished bed. Yeah, and they're not really held together at all. They're just laying on each other. But it's sturdy. This is a chaste berry. It's already flowered, but they're beautiful purple flowers which turn into these berries. And are very well known actually in natural medicine for women's health. This was a completely overgrown rose bush, which is, I had to hack it. I mean, you can still see where the grass is white, like that's how wide it was, and it was tied together and just, it was crazy, infested with Japanese beetles. And they will decimate things. So, like, see these leaves right there? With the holes in them? That's what they do. So, like this and the quince, you know, have needed a little bit of rehab. And the rose over here too. I do have a few plants up here, like the little tomato and cactus and ginger, which is going really well. Some more starters, more starters, more starters. And then this is my big citronella, which is amazing. And technically, it's not like true citronella, it's a geranium, a scented geranium, just to clarify. But yeah, some seed starters there. And then just some pretty ornamentals, because why not? How could you not like curly crazy grass plant All right, and flowers for the hummingbirds, of course. Bird seed, all the fun stuff. This tree right here is a Nanny Berry, which is, I'm really blown away and super thankful to have that. Not only is it beautiful, it's incredible respiratory medicine. Some of the finest, really. Pain, inflammation, all sorts of goodies. So planted that fern, and there looks like here's a volunteer persimmon, which unfortunately I'm putting it off, but I'm gonna have to cut because he's right in between here. There's a baby there though. I'll definitely be able to save him. And yeah, over here I put a wisteria because I just love wisteria, and I'm looking forward to it growing all the way up everywhere and making everything smell like, well, wisteria. Okay, so I guess I'll start here and I'll just kind of go in a circle. So I have like 12 basil plants, and I don't know if you remember a couple weeks ago I said, oh, these little plants are gonna look like a tomato plant soon. Do you remember how little this was? Yeah, this is just what, like 2 weeks later. And again, you want to bush it out, pinch. Okay, pinch the top flower. That's where the seeds are, because once it starts seeding, then the plant's not gonna grow anymore, the herb. So I'm planning on harvesting a buttload of basil. It's another purple. I got some holy basil over there, and well, I'll show you the other basil plants because I have a bunch in. And I'm gonna take these seeds, just stick them right in here, and then I'll have new basil plants. Like that little baby. So in here I have a blue chamomile, German chamomile, also known as tomatoes, marigolds. This is a beautiful black pepper, but the peppers are red when ripe. Most people grow it as ornamental. I think they're beautiful as ornamental, but I could eat them too, right? And in this bed, so the radishes were here, so as I pull them up, then I'm planting new things. There's like 6 more radishes or so, but now there's I saw a little baby right here. Little baby cauliflowers starting to come up. So as I pull, I'm planting more borage. Over here is also tomatoes, basil, and peppers. Couldn't get any more trellis or stakes or anything, so just using my branches. But here's some of the basil. More basil. Look at this basil. Wow, I already pinched him today, and this already has to be pinched again. So if I had a pocket, I'd stick it in the pocket, but for now, I just stick it there. And yeah, so over here, same thing. Bunch of tomatoes and bushy, beautiful basil, new starter basil, lots of tomatoes. There's some little baby peppers here. I'm surprised they made it through the drama they did, but they did. More lavender, more basil, more basil, more basil. And more basil. Guess who loves basil, right? Oh, those big, beautiful tomatoes. Okay, and then in this bed, this is bee balm, also known as wild bergamot. There's some more marigolds. They kind of act as some pest repellent. Some more over here, and then again, as I pull stuff, I plant new seeds coming up. In this bed, they've kind of crossed each other. That's a butternut, and these leaves are watermelon, but they're kind of growing everywhere. So there's like 3 big butternuts right there. In fact, on one side, it's so cute. Oh, there's a little watermelon. And there's a butternut hanging here and a watermelon hanging right there. So cute. And so for them to grow out, I just kind of put these little teepee trellises so they have something to grow there. And it looks like, oh, and the border of every bed is garlic, okay? Because that's another pest repellent, plus you need garlic. And then there's some more flowers, calendula coming up. Over here, more herbs. Thyme, tarragon, rosemary, oregano, marjoram, lavender, lemon thyme over there. This was dill, but it got too hot, so I let it go to seed. Now it'll be 1,000 dill. Sunflowers going in here, and another teepee trellis for cucumbers, like lemon cucumber and apple, and again more baby sunflowers coming up. And this one's actually ready to put another trellis down here, but that'll be coming up. Look at all these crazy berries. Yum, yum, yum. Birds are happy. All right, so that's these beds. Those are the first beds I built when I got in. So then I went to those two over there, but I just set these up the other day. This is also going to be more watermelon. Why not? Teepee trellis. And if you're throwing cardboard away, dude, that's ridiculous. Put them in your garden bed, put them in your compost, use it to line things if you want to build new beds, etc. Then I put this here the other day because this is going to be gourds. And I'm looking forward to the gourds and all the things I can make with them. And they're going to kind of shade the Japanese maple that got a little hot when the sun moved for the summer. Magnolia. Another baby pear over here. And then some apples. And, oh wait, I meant to say peach, not pear. Apple and pear over here. And in this bed. So you see the white stuff everywhere, tulle? That's also a pest repellent. And so I'll tell you how I won my war on the armadillos and whoever. But this bed again, a lot of the beets are almost gone, so I'm planting new stuff as that happens. But there's this red leaf lettuce, more calendulas coming up, shards, beets, strawberries, kale, Swiss chard, sunflowers, and there's a blueberry here and over there, which I'll be taking out to put in its own bed before next year. And I forgot to mention there's another blueberry over there. So I'm just covering them up because the birds were taking the strawberries, and it helps to keep the greens, you know, shaded a little bit. But they look absolutely beautiful, healthy, happy. That's what you want. And in this bed down here, and a lot of this stuff, so my seed box was actually, I guess, stolen because it just disappeared. One day it was there and one day it wasn't. So I had to start all this from scratch and try to find seeds again in a pandemic was not easy. So again, other things got planted late, so the corn are just barely growing up right now, but that's all right. And I even planted new ones because why not? I think we're going to have a late warm summer. I got some beans going here, and there's new bean babies coming up as well. But hopefully you can you see them? Maybe am I zoomed in? No, I'm not. Anyways, that's a bean. There we go. So yeah, it's the sun. All right, I'm going to eat this. Well, mustard greens, sunflowers, corn, and there's more baby beans. And peas coming up in there too for the fall. All right. Oh, okay, so this bed, I've been putting, or this will be a bed next year, but right now I'm going to let all this decompose and such. I figured out, why am I making beds with 4 walls if I could make them with 2? I'm on this incline, right? So, woo! Let me come down here. Yeah, so I figured cut them diagonal, get brackets, and that'll be so much easier. And when I water, you know, everything goes downhill, so yeah. So down here I have raspberries, blackberries, white blackberries, also more sunflowers and other flowers coming up. There's another squash. I have huckleberries here, which I'm super excited about. And yeah, these are the newer ones, obviously. So there's little squash babies, melon babies, pumpkin babies coming up in these. These were planted a little bit later. And then I got some more strawberries for down here. These are the Ozark Beauties. This is a potato bed for now. And let's see, what do I have in here? This one was cucumbers? Yeah, cucumbers. All right. So that's that. So this wood and the tool. One morning I woke up and all these beds were run holes through them, and even some of the trees. So fortunately I already had the tool, but I put that there with the logs, and now they can't dig in. See, they can't dig in these, right, because they're raised, but those they could just walk right in. So these are new cucumbers. I literally just planted these seeds like 3 days ago, and look, that one came up today, and then those came up yesterday. Wait, it's getting real dark. It's not actually that dark out here. Okay, and then more good use of branches. And so these need to go in the ground, as well as some of those other ones in pots in the front. These are kiwis, male and a female, and they'll go in the ground right along here. And these over here are the deer garden. They're coming up pretty good here too. Compost pile. I found a mullein plant, and somebody gave me a prickly pear, so I'm trying to grow those because that's kind of a staple. And here's some more squash and such for the deer. And then in here is yard waste, cardboard, kitchen waste. I just put this bed up earlier this week, so I have not planted it yet. And then these are the pawpaws that will also go in the ground right there. Fence for the goats. Fence posts right over this big pile of mulch. So I'll get to that. And after this pile of mulch, after I use it all, this is going to be a flower bed. But for now, it's kind of a workstation as well. And when I transplant a lot of those trees in the smaller pots, they'll go in the big ones, and then they'll go in the house. So, yeah, that's pretty much what I'm working on here. I mean, there's always more, like all of those boxes, if you remember, all of this has to be built. I cut down another tree over here, you know, so those will end up being more fences and trellises and things like that. Yeah, this is all I have going on here right now. Down there will be the goats and Shetland pony. And then over there, that's kind of a long walk. I'll do one of these days. And there's a whole bunch of wild food there. Okay, so like right in front here is like a persimmon grove. There's walnuts, there's grapes, there's berries, there's like a ton of wild food. So I'm kind of hoping between that and all the acorns and hickories and what I planted for them over there, that'll kind of hopefully let them, you know, that hopefully they'll let me keep some of my food. But yeah, it's actually, and this big sunflower is as tall as me now. So obviously you can tell which ones I planted first, but none of them have flowered yet. It's pretty much been all day, almost every day. I guess the kitty injury thing was good timing, because I didn't need to be there. You know, it takes like 5 hours a day to water, but I'm building it to where, like I had my gardens before, where it kind of grows itself. The trees, obviously, and berries and all that aren't, you know, next year maybe, or the year after, some food. But let's see if I can undo this and sit down. There. Okay. I've been working out here quite a while, and it's, you know, it's a lot, like mowing all this stuff, but yeah, I want to kind of turn it into a campground and Airbnb, so I'm kind of working on that. Hello, kitties. Let's see, let's get some light on and see how the babies are. Hello, Thora. Yeah, when we got home from the hospital, there was like, I had no choice but to, oh, look at you, right in my spot. I had no choice but to put a little mattress pad down here, but this is Jupiter. Jupiter just lost his leg. It was a really tough 3-week battle that was just freaking traumatic as can be. It was terrible. So even as bad as losing a leg is, it's way better than having watching a dead limb like rot, and the smell, the death, the everything. But that's pretty Jupiter. And yeah, sweetheart. This is Bear. They don't even look related. But you know, I'll introduce y'all to the kitties another time. I just wanted to kind of do a garden update. We have a really long summer here, so that kind of, oh, I forgot there's tobacco babies, and I didn't, anyways, whatever. We have a long winter, so I am positive that everything will produce before, but like the new, obviously, tomatoes and peppers and stuff, I'm building that to bring upstairs in the, I guess I'll call it the green room. And it will also have a few cat trees and toys, because, yeah, I'm gonna have to do something to give them their own space and also make it much easier on me than cleaning poop. Hello, baby. Oh, precious Joshua. She's the best mom ever, and she even knows when to ask for help, but fortunately I don't always know how to understand what she's saying. So she had to poop on my bed for me to realize she was asking for help. But, oh, there's Bear Bear. There's Bear Bear. Yeah, anyways, the camera's gonna die, and I promised I would do that update, so, and why I haven't been doing updates is exactly right here. Sleeping on the hardwood floor. Well, I was sleeping on the hardwood floor before without this, so at least I have this now. And it kind of looks like a war zone with all the kitty stuff, and litter everywhere. Oh, and good news, I just got a refrigerator for the apothecary. I literally just took it out of the box. So that will be good for product and some of those oils, you know, that I want to keep well. So for those of you who have been waiting for me to make product, which I did start, but the whole amputation thing just kind of wasn't planned on, and that kind of set me back a little bit again. But I'll totally be back. myteressence.net super soon. And if you check my Instagram, Christie Aphrodite, there's instructions on how to get a free of my new cream that I'm actually using on his wound. What am I calling it? All wound self-heal balm or something, and that's with self-heal and plantains from the garden. But there is lots of cool stuff like yarrow. I'm propagating, you know, all in different areas that I didn't take you. That's like the main food part and kind of my contribution to the community. Like I said, I mean, they come over and give me fish, and I give them herbs, and not that herb, but you know, I have medicinal herbs and medicine. Pretty soon I'll have fruit. I did get berries and such, even though they're very small and stuff this year, and that was really exciting. I wasn't expecting any at all. But it's been crazy to, you know, when I was doing all this before, it was never like my house. You know, I got to build and improve everyone else's property and build gardens, and then had to walk away, but this one I get to kind of keep. So I'm excited. I know I'm exactly where I need to be. Right time, perfect timing. Even with all the delays on the house, and it just seems like, please let me get back to work, but everything happens the way it's supposed to, and I'm getting better at just allowing that. But yeah, thanks for tuning in or whatever, and I'll see you again soon when I do another live, probably in the next couple days, but obviously kitty. And making sure the wound's clean. Like, I can't just leave him alone, and then the other kitties might attack him or scratch him or lick or the wound or try to pull out the stitches. I have to keep him from licking it, and so it's kind of a full time right now. So if you need me, I'll be on the floor right there, okay? And check out the refrigerator. Doesn't it make a cool cat tunnel? So when I make their room, I'm gonna keep that. It would have gone in the garden to ruin, you know, some more grass somewhere, but yeah. Moab, dude. That's one of my favorite pictures, but who cares? All right, have a good day.